This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. All right, so we got Snoop Dogg and Corrupt and Daz. Now, they warned Tupac. Talk about Snoop and Daz. They warned Tupac, according to Corrupt, that, don't get into LA politics. Don't get into gang politics. And what did Tupac do? He got into gang politics. Now, they were like, Tupac was big before he got to death row. And, Snoop and Suge advocated him for to be, get free. Suge was able to make it happen through Interscope. He was able to make money move around that Tupac wasn't, because they were both signed to Interscope. Just Tupac had a solo deal. But Death Row had a distribution deal through Interscope, and he was able to make money move around because at that point Death Row Records was the hottest label on Interscope Records, right? So he was able to make some money move around and get Pac bail, and that's when we saw that it was only a year run at Death Row. But like when he got there, like Suge's all involved with the Bloods and everything, and then Snoop's Crip. And there was a lot of gang stuff going on over at Death Row. But, like, there was more so with Suge and Bloods. And Tupac got heavily involved in that stuff. There was this thing where, like, certain guys' chains were getting snatched. Certain Death Row chains were getting snatched from some Blood members. And Tupac would get heavily involved in this kind of, like, gang politics. I can't believe all this happened within 1 year in L.A. I mean, Pac was a movie star and everything by the time he got over to Death Row Records. And Snoop and Daz were like, you're a movie star, bro. Like, you can't be involving yourself in gang stuff. But Corrupt said, he couldn't tell Pac anything. Like, if it made sense to him, he'd do it. But if it didn't make sense to him, he would just do him. And think about it. He was super young. He was, 26, 27, So it's like, he was probably just like, especially around that time, you had to look tough. So it looked a little tougher. Even though he was tough on his own, his character was tough. People wanted that appearance that you're tough. You had a movement behind you. So, this all boiled down to that time when he was in Vegas and he beat up Orlando Brown with some other guys over that chain being took and some other stuff going on. And later that night, Orlando Brown and the other guys in the car, I forget all the names of the people, but they took out Pac while he was driving by. And if they had only listened to Snoop and Daz, man, he'd probably still be alive today. I mean, it looks like Tupac started out as a Crip, then switched over to Bloods or something. That stuff is so weird, bro. Like, the Tupac story is so weird, and it's hard seeing like the real stories come out about him because, like, we're gonna love his music forever, but to know that like it could have been avoided so easily, it just sucks, man. It's because like we lost him and Biggie probably because of this one situation. Because he had beef with Biggie at the time. People blame Biggie, and when Biggie went out there just 6 months later, he got killed. Sad, bro. Was it just 6 months later? I think it was like 6 months later, maybe 8 months. It was stupid for Puffy to let him go out to the West Coast. Period. But anyways, man, shout out to Daz and Snoop for like seeing the bigger picture, and shout out for Corrupt telling the story, man. It's Jordan Tower with JT News. Peace.